Hey guys, I want to do a video real quick on why these Cold Steel Tomahawks kick so much ass. These things have a huge following on the forums, and they're kind of a love-hate thing. A lot of people kind of really love them, a lot of people really hate them, but you know, it's because these things are misunderstood, and yeah, people don't really understand, and part of the problem is this stupid set screw. Guys, if you own one of these, take this son of a bitch out and throw it away. It's going to do nothing but drive you insane. The major complaint you see with these is that the heads come loose after like 5 minutes. Well, Tomahawks weren't meant to have a set screw in them. They're meant to have a friction fit on the handle by having a kind of a bulging end on it that you can create a friction fit with. So when you have a set screw, that keeps the head, as you swing this, centrifugal force is going to push it upwards and off, like it wants to fly off the handle, but that bulge is going to stop it, and that force is going to create a friction fit upwards. If you have this stupid little set screw in there, you're not going to get that. It's going to stay put, and it's never going to squeeze its way up and get tighter onto the handle. So you really need to take that set screw out so that this thing can adjust to the handle, because, you know, let's face it, if you're in a really dry climate, or, you know, maybe someplace with a lot of moisture, this handle's going to shrink or maybe expand. So you want this handle to be able, you want your tomahawk head to be able to kind of move and breathe with it. So you take out that set screw, you don't need it. You know, friction will hold this in place, trust me. Now what you're going to do is, after you take that set screw out, you're going to have to sand this, because there's probably going to be a like a ridge there where it was set in place. So just sand that down. In fact, while you're at it, sand the whole thing, get rid of that lacquer, and put like a nice linseed oil or some kind of stain on this, because it definitely deserves it. So let's get this off, because this is where the beauty of this comes in. Because not only is this, you know, a decent tomahawk that works really decent and cuts well, you know, of course, once you get the coating off the edge there, it comes with some kind of lacquer or something on it as well. But this thing is a wedge that you can split wood with. It's basically a small hand knife that you can carve with, or fillet a fish with, or whatever. You can clean an animal with this. It's also like an ulu style knife if you need to flesh out a hide. You can use this kind of like a draw knife. You can use it on wood and kind of use it like a draw knife. This thing is a really good survival tool. You can carve a little tiny handle for it, so you can use it and hold it in different ways and different methods. Bent, you know, handles that go off at weird angles, all kinds of neat stuff you can do, and it's only going to take you a couple of minutes. So this is just really misunderstood, and a lot of people don't realize how versatile these things are, because they're, you know, they're a pretty decent hatchet. They got a good hammer pull, you know, some of them do, some of the Cold Steels do. They work good, and if you take that set screw out, they actually get really tight on the handle and stay there. They're not constantly falling out on you without that set screw to prevent it from seating right. And like I said, just the hand uses of this are really good. You know, you can actually use this as a chisel. You know, if you're trying to cut notches, you can use this. You know, you're not going to be able to, you know, having that handle in the way, you're not going to be able to use this as a chisel. You take this off, you can use this as a chisel. You can use this to cut out notches and other things. So this thing's really versatile. There's so much you can do with it. And, you know, unfortunately, Cold Steel, I don't know why they would ever, why on earth they would ever put that little set screw in. I'm sure it was probably something to save them a little money. Ooh, let's get that the right way. I'm sure, you know, it was to save them a little money, but all it takes, guys, I'm telling you, is a little, and that thing is on nice and tight. It's not wiggling, it's not wobbling. No wiggle, no wobble, and the only way you're getting it down is by smacking it down. So these things, without that set screw, make a really good tight fit. And while you're swinging it, remember, the centrifugal force is always going to force it up onto this bulge, and it's just going to get tighter and tighter the more you use it. So they are definitely worth it.